Have you ever wondered why you feel like you are running on a treadmill that keeps getting faster? You work longer hours and you earn a better salary, but your bank account balance never seems to grow. It is not a lack of effort or a lack of intelligence on your part. The truth is much more uncomfortable than that. You're living inside an invisible architecture that was designed to keep you struggling. Most people spend their entire lives working for money without ever understanding what it actually is. They think money is a reward for their labor. They think it is a store of value that represents their time and energy. But that is the first and most dangerous illusion of the modern world. In this deep analysis, we are going to strip away the layers of the system you were born into. We are going to look at the real rules of the game that the people at the top do not want you to learn. Let us start with a simple question. What exactly is the money sitting in your bank account right now? Most people will say it is a medium of exchange. They will tell you it is backed by the strength of the government. But that is only a partial truth. In reality, the dollar in your pocket is nothing more than a collective agreement. It is a piece of paper or a digital digit that has value only because we all agree it does. This is what we call a fiat currency. The word fiat is Latin for let it be done. It means the money exists because the government said so. It has no intrinsic worth and it is not backed by gold or silver anymore. Since 1971, the world has been operating on a system of pure trust. But here's the problem with trust in a corrupt system. The moment that trust is broken, the money evaporates. When the government prints more money, they are not creating wealth. They are simply diluting the value of every dollar you have worked so hard to save. This is why your groceries and your rent cost twice as much as they did a few years ago. You are not seeing prices go up. You are seeing the value of your currency go down. This is an invisible tax on your life and your time. Every time the central bank expands the money supply, they are stealing a portion of your labor. They are taking the hours you spent away from your family and giving that value to the big banks. This brings us to the most shocking part of the system. The way that money is actually created in the first place. You probably think that when you deposit money in a bank, the bank keeps it in a vault. You think they wait for someone else to come along so they can lend that money out? That is the textbook definition that is completely false. The modern banking system operates on something called fractional reserve banking. But recently, the rules changed even further. In many cases, banks are now required to hold 0% of your deposits in reserve. When a bank gives someone a loan for a house or a car, they do not take that money from another account. They create that money out of thin air by typing numbers into a computer. The loan itself is the source of the money. This means that nearly every dollar in circulation today is actually a debt that someone owes to a bank. If every person and every government paid off their debts tomorrow, money would literally cease to exist. Think about the implications of that for a moment. The system requires you to stay in debt for the economy to function. If you become financially independent and debt-free, you become a bug in their software. The people who designed this system understood that debt is the ultimate tool for control. A person with a massive mortgage and a car loan is a person who is predictable. They are a person who cannot afford to take risks. They cannot quit the job they hate because they are one paycheck away from a disaster. They are trapped in a golden cage of comfort and consumerism. The system encourages you to signal your status by buying things you do not need with money you do not have. They want you to buy the expensive car and the latest phone to show the world you have made it. But real wealth is not about what you can buy. Real wealth is about what you can control. It is about the freedom to wake up every morning and decide how you will spend your day. The wealthy understand the difference between debt that enslaves you and debt that enriches you. When you borrow money to buy a television, that is a liability that steals from your future self. But when a wealthy person borrows money to buy a cash-flowing asset, they are using the system to their advantage. They are using other people's money to build their empire. The interest they pay is often tax-deductible, while the interest you pay is a penalty on your ignorance. The math was never meant to be in your favor. The educational system was designed to create productive employees, not financially literate individuals. They taught you how to follow rules and how to pass tests. They did not teach you about inflation or compound interest or the tax code. They want you to be smart enough to run the machines, but not smart enough to realize you are part of the machine. But you are listening to this because you have already started to wake up. You can feel that the old promises are no longer true. You see the national debt surging past $37 trillion. You see the wealth gap widening every single year. You know that saving your money in a traditional bank account is a losing strategy. So, what is the path forward for those who refuse to be victims? The first step is to stop blaming yourself for the struggle. The game is rigged, and it is not your fault that the rules are unfair. But it is your responsibility to learn how to play the game better. You must stop trading your time for a currency that is losing value. You must start trading your currency for assets that hold their value over time. This means moving away from paper wealth and toward hard assets. Think about things that cannot be printed by a government. land, precious metals, and shares in companies that provide real value to society. Some people look toward digital assets like Bitcoin because they have a fixed supply. The goal is to own things that the system cannot dilute. You also need to invest in your own skills and your own mind. In an era of artificial intelligence and rapid change, your ability to think and adapt is your greatest asset. Stop consuming content that is designed to distract you. Start consuming information that is designed to empower you. You need to ruthlessly eliminate the high-interest debt that is bleeding you dry. Every dollar you pay in interest to a credit card company is a dollar you have stolen from your future children. Cut the cords of the vampire subscriptions and the status-seeking purchases. Become comfortable being different from your peers. While they are financing new lifestyles, you should be building a foundation of freedom. The transition from a consumer to an investor is a psychological one. It requires you to value your freedom more than you value your comfort. It requires you to be patient while the rest of the world is chasing instant gratification. But the reward is a life that most people will never experience. A life where money serves you instead of you serving money. The system is not going to change for you. The government is not going to save you. The big banks are not your friends. But once you understand the architecture of the matrix, you can begin to navigate it. You can find the exits, and you can build your own path. You don't need to be a billionaire to be free. You just need to be smarter than the system that is trying to keep you down. The choice is yours. You can continue to play by the old rules and wonder why you are losing. Or you can accept the truth and start building something real. The world is changing faster than ever before. The old structures are beginning to crack under the weight of their own debt. There will be a great wealth transfer in the coming years. It will flow away from those who are asleep and toward those who are prepared. Make sure you are on the right side of that equation. If you found this analysis helpful, make sure to join our community of truth seekers. We will continue to break down the systems that shape your life. Knowledge is the only thing that can truly set you free. Thank you for your time and your attention. The journey to financial sovereignty starts today. Stay focused and stay awake.